Hello, everybody. This is Melisha with Love for Life Wellness. My guest, she is coming back. She had to make a run right quick. I start a little early so I can make sure everything is working properly. So give me 1 second. I am needing to make sure that everything is working good, as I always do. If those that know me know what I do, to try to make sure everything is working correctly. So let's see what I'm doing here. Let's see. We're going to start a watch party here. And we are going to go in just a minute with our guest this morning, Miss Chris Tryon. And I'm so excited to have her here today. Let's see. There we go. We're starting. There I go there. That is great. Let's see. It takes a minute for everything to figure out what it was trying to do. There we go. Let's see. All right. I'm excited today. How's everyone doing? It's been a trying week for everybody. I know. And I know a lot of people have been under stress, and we are self quarantining, and we are doing a lot of different things that we don't normally do. We're going to get through it all, and I'm excited to talk about the subject we're going to be talking about today, about breast cancer awareness. And our guest today is a breast cancer survivor. And we talk a lot about we're going to talk about diagnosis and things like that. So this is an important program. Get your sisters on. Tell somebody about the program today. We are doing we need this for our health. And where did we go to? Where did it go? Chris, are you there?
I'm
Okay.
here now.
Okay, Chris, I'm trying to make sure everything is working properly. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go. Where did I go to? There we go. Where did it go? Where did she go? She was there just a minute ago. Alrighty, where did it go to? Oh my goodness. Let's see. What happened to my broadcast? Okay, where did it go? I've got 2 people on this morning, which is great. I'm just trying to make sure that it's where it needs to be. And it's not where it needs to be this morning yet. Okay, let's see. I'm going to share to a group. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's shared to my group. There, it should be there now in my group. And now it should be on my page. Every Saturday, we are doing this dance with trying to make sure everything is working. If you're on this morning, let me know that you are here. We are excited to have Chris on this morning. One more place I need to make sure that it is on. I need to make sure it's in my Love for Life page. Now, where is it? There we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness. This is just gets to me every week. But anyway, it's on my one page. So we're doing a watch party. So we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Now, those that don't know me, my name is Melisha Bailey. I am a nutritional health coach and owner of Love for Life Wellness. I started my wellness journey about 7 years ago when I was really sick. I couldn't walk. I had fibromyalgia. I was pre-diabetic, degenerative disc disease in my back. I was addicted to pain medication. I was a hot mess. I was a mess from head to toe. And one of the things we're going to talk about is breast cancer. Breast cancer runs in my family. And so I knew I really wanted to get better and take care of my health. Number one, for my diabetes, which are the clients that I normally work with. And also I wanted to make sure that I did not get breast cancer. My grandmother died of breast cancer, and I know a lot of people that have breast cancer that have died, that are dealing with breast cancer. I have a cousin this week that is dealing with a breast cancer diagnosis. And so that's why this is so important to me. So I'm still looking to see if this is broadcast where it needs to be, and I don't see it. But anyway, I am so excited to have Chris. Let me go back just a little bit before I start. We're doing a challenge in my private group. It's called a 5-day healthy habit challenge. And with all this going on, we need to form healthy habits. So it's still time to get involved with that. If you are part of the Love for Life Women's Sister to Sister group, to join it. If you're not, this is a great time to join that group. It's a private group just for ladies, and we are dealing with issues that are affecting women. And we've got about 200 something ladies in there. And we do a lot of great things in there. Chris is a part of that group, and I'm excited that she is there. I also have a YouTube channel. It's Melisha Bailey. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am growing that channel for health and wellness for ladies across the world. And I'm getting ready to start a new challenge. It's called a 30-day Jumpstart. That's going to start in a couple of weeks. I'm putting the finishing touches on that. It's going to be an amazing time to jumpstart your health. We're dealing with the health crisis. I haven't been on much talking about the coronavirus, but one thing I know for sure is that we have to be healthy so that we can not get sick with all the things that are going on in the world, the flu, cold, coronavirus. And this is a great time to make sure that our bodies are strong, our minds are strong, our spirits are strong, so that we can deal with whatever is going on. So that's that. So I appreciate everyone that's on. Hello, Janelle. Thank you for being here. Jason, thank you for coming on this morning. Appreciate anybody that's on. Start a watch party because we're talking about breast cancer today with Chris Tryon. And so I'm going to introduce her with no further ado. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and just a little bit about yourself and how you started your wellness journey.
Okay, 8 years ago, October 19th, I found a lump in my breast. I actually was stepping out of the shower and saw a lump an indentation in the nipple of my left breast, which was next to it was a very small lump. I had already had one breast cancer scare when I was 40, so I was 47 at this point. And I already knew it was cancer, even though there was a very small chance. There's no family history per se. My mother was diagnosed, but she was the first person in her family. And my dad had 2 sisters. This did not concern me, though. This did not concern me probably as much as it should have when I was 40. But when I was 47, it became very clear. And it wasn't until I began my journey that through the research that I've done, because I've been involved with natural remedies and researching them for, since my mid-20s, that I discovered that only 15 to 20% of all breast cancers are genetic. My doctor did a genetic test. It was clean. So even with my mother and my dad's 2 sisters, 2 of his 6 sisters, there really was no other history other than that. So that got me on my journey for being proactive in disease prevention, because at least 70% of all diseases, including cancer, are in our hands. Fast forward, I know we want to talk about breast cancer and a little bit about why I chose not to have reconstruction. So you let me know when you want to go that direction. But there's a lot of emphasis, at least pressure on women, that their breasts are their identity. It's what we believe makes us women. And nothing could be further from the truth. So whenever you want to dive into that topic, I will give you a little more background in that regard.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that you have beat your breast cancer and that you are healthy. And you went to school. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that I know you went. She's a graduate from the Integrative Institute of Nutrition, which is where I graduated. And you also do essential oil, Young Living essential oils, and you use the knowledge of your learning from IIN and also of your the essential oils to help in your teaching of how to prevent disease control. Is that correct?
Yeah, it really is. It's a twofold mission. It really is twofold. What started me on the path, aside from the breast cancer was not enough to get me really proactive in changing my diet and kicking my sugar addiction. But what started that real emphasis on joining the IIN family, becoming a health coach, was a severe case of eczema that I couldn't leave my house for 2 months. And watching webinars, God knows I live on Facebook. On the 3rd day of this webinar series, Dr. Mark Hyman, functional medicine specialist at Cleveland Clinic, and I live near Cleveland, and Dr. Tom O'Brien were talking about a diet to help me cure this autoimmune disease. 'Cause I didn't even know that eczema was an autoimmune disease. And after not leaving my house for almost 2 months, I went on this diet. On the third day, within a week, the rash started dissipating. Within 6 weeks, it was completely gone and it covered 80% of my body. It's like, wait a minute. I'm changing my diet, managing my stress with essential oils, and using other things in that regard. I want to help other people do that too. That was my whole emphasis. 7 weeks into our IIN education, there was an entire module devoted to a diet by Dr. Joel Furman, I believe, for reducing your risk of developing breast cancer between 70 and 95%. That's
Yes,
huge.
that is huge.
That is huge. So that's what I say, okay, this is my passion. This needs to get out. And I know for a fact you are not going to see mainstream media promoting this. But functional medicine doctors across the nation are promoting disease prevention and finding the cause, because when you find the cause, you find the cure. And so much of this is in our control.
So much of it is in our control. And that's the thing I think as a health coach that we really stress to people is that we don't have to get sick. Food is medicine. And if we take precautions and do the things that we need to do, that yes, we might get sick, but we lessen our chances of getting sick and then staying sick. And if we do get sick, we can turn things around very quickly with mindset, with doing things that, and with mindset and food and exercise and good sleep and all that kind of stuff. So that's so key is to the prevention. And then if you do get it, what do you do next? So that's a great place to start. So, but you have a philosophy called the Pink Philosophy. Tell us about your Pink Philosophy, Chris.
Okay. This for me, I'm a member of Toastmasters and have been for 5.5 years. Almost every speech has an acronym. Not kidding. It's like, wait a minute, I do not like the color pink, but this is part of my platform. It's like, what can I use to create an acronym or Pink Philosophy using the letters in the word pink? So my initial focus was disease prevention, but now I'm realizing with that comes purpose in life. Second is there are no one-size-fits-all solutions. I can tell you what I did, but that may not work for you because all of us are different. So that ties into identity, nourishment. Nourishment doesn't just come from our food. Also from IIN, it's also what feeds us off the plate. It's our emotions, it's our relationships, it's our career choices, it's our day in, day out. For me, part of that nourishment has to be keeping a sense of humor. That is one thing I honestly believe. If I can find something to laugh about, I can live with it. And helping other people laugh brings me the greatest joy. And last but certainly not least is kinship. K stands for kinship. It's all about our relationships with each other, our relationships with our environment, our relationships with food. It all ties in together. That's what the Pink Philosophy is. I'm glad you came up with Pink Philosophy because I was looking for another word for that. So I'm glad you tied that in. So that's a 4-pronged approach for the purpose of this interview and moving forward is Pink Philosophy. It's all about the prevention. It's all about purpose, identity, nourishment, and kinship. You tie those together and bring those into balance, you're going to have a much stronger immune system.
You're going to have a much stronger immune system. And then if you have had a diagnosis of breast cancer, it's going to help you to have the mindset to get better quicker, don't you think?
It's all, like I said, it all ties in together. It really is. For me, it was caught early. That was another part of the identity, knowing what's normal for you. What I saw in the bathroom mirror when I stepped out was not normal for me. And then trusting that, in other words, intuition, and then taking quick action. That's the reason I'm still here. And of course, the purpose for all of this, I never said, why me? I know it was to help other people who are on a similar journey. No question. I'm still here. Evidently, I haven't reached the people I need to reach yet.
No, you have a lot of work to do and you are doing a great work. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how do you help the women? I know you said you're not health coaching, but I know that you're doing something to help other women out there that are dealing with breast cancer and their diagnosis.
Okay. I want to go back to the breast cancer and our identity. That's really what I really wanted to focus on. This was identity. Okay. Our breasts are not our identity. And I have to give a shout out. I was going to wear my Flat and Fabulous t-shirt. That group is on Facebook. These ladies did not even come to existence. Thank you, Sarah Hamilton and Barbie Rizzo, who's no longer with us, for creating this group. It started with 12, and now there's over 8,500 women on this page. They
Wow.
started this because there was really not a whole lot of information about women who chose to go flat. And there's a whole lot of push with the medical profession, especially breast cancer doctors. Get your reconstruction. Let's get back what cancer is taking away. They don't tell you about the complications. They don't tell you about how many multiple surgeries there are. Not having reconstruction was never mentioned as an option for me. The best advice my doctor ever gave me, and you write this down somewhere, is think about what you will and won't regret 10, 15, 20 years in the future, and then make your decision. Because initially we knew that there were 4 separate cancers. We went in knowing there were 1, then 2, then 4 separate cancer cells in my left breast after the MRI. And then the final pathology showed 7. She recommended bilateral mastectomy. I'm thinking, how did stage 1 turn into bilateral mastectomy? But she said it was for my own benefit, best chance for long-term survival. That's when it made sense to have the bilateral mastectomy. No regrets at all. I put the same thing to the test after she insisted that I meet with a plastic surgeon. And all he wanted to talk about was so I would look and feel like a woman again for having the breast cancer, the reconstructive surgery done. He refused to answer the question about what's the downside. I didn't have a whole lot of time because this cancer was multiplying rapidly. It was stage 1, it was invasive, and I could have easily been dead in 6 months if I had moved as quickly as we did and getting the testing done, etc. I went home and I spent 5.5 hours researching long-term satisfaction of women who've had reconstructive surgery, specifically with implants, because that was my only option at that point. I didn't qualify for the belly fat replacement my breast, which would have been a whole lot more complications. Less than 10% would do it again 10 years later. The single most difficult decision I've ever had to make in my life to save my life was not a popular decision. Next morning, I'm making phone calls left and right, canceling the reconstructive surgery. It's already scheduled because it was going to be a tandem thing with my doctor, the plastic surgeon, and my oncology surgeon, who I absolutely adore. It's the only thing I've got against her is the fact that she insisted on the reconstructive surgery for emotional recovery, without mentioning all the downsides to it. So, and now it's like, again, the reason for the prevention education, no woman should ever have to choose between her life and her breast. I did not need chemotherapy or radiation, fast acting. I was on a drug to prevent recurrence for 19 months. I was supposed to take it for 5 years. Daily migraines, muscle joint pain, brain fog, emotionals all over the place. Not a way to live when you're 48 and you're feeling like you're 84 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So no woman should ever have to choose between life and breast and quality of life and quantity of life. Making the lifestyle changes reduce those side effects by about 70%. Adding the
Okay.
essential oils a couple of years later reduced them by about 90%. I can say today, with another autoimmune disease I've been dealing with for about 2 years, that as long as my diet stays in check and as long as I'm using my oils every day, I have a better quality of life now at the age of 56 than what I did when I was 26.
Mm-hmm.
Most days of the week. Most days of the week.
So, yeah, and I have a couple of clients that I've worked with that have had the reconstructive surgery and have had to go back and have their implants taken out and all the drama and how they hurt. And so, I understand that identity because as women, we are, from young girls, our breasts are our identity. And so we think we have to have them. And then especially if you're a younger woman and you think you still want to be attractive and, so, that's a hard thing. So you started a movement called what? Flat and Fabulous?
I did not start. I'm part of the group. 2 women
Okay.
started it, but I've been part of it. And so much of it is helping women realize this is not the worst case scenario. People love us. The people that really love us don't care if we have breasts or not. They only care that we're alive and that we're healthy and that we're happy. Those are the people that are most important. You can wear prosthesis. I wore the prosthesis for 4 years. I never left my house without the prosthesis because I didn't want people looking at me and seeing breast cancer. I stopped wearing them 4 years ago because of a shoulder injury.
Hmm.
And I can tell you right now, 90% of the time, people don't notice. And the ones that do notice, all I see is compassion. You learn how to dress. Patterns are my friend now. And if I don't notice it, and if I don't make a big deal about it, nobody else does either.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much what we don't hear out there with the people that are promoting this is a woman's identity, because we see it in movies, we see it in media. But the reality is, most people don't care. We're the ones that are most self-conscious about it because we know. We see it in the shower every day. There's still times when it's hard to take a shower. It's the worst 10 minutes of my day sometimes. But that's only 10 minutes out of the rest of the day.
Hmm.
You do get over it. It does, and support groups are imperative.
That
The
was
Black
what's going to
Fabulous
be my
Sisters are great.
that was what I was going to ask, because for women that decide they don't want to have that reconstructive surgery, having a support system is, I would imagine, is really key.
It is. It is. And I'm blessed with a sister that I've actually met face to face. She was my first health coaching client. She lives across the border in Indiana and Ohio. And we've been each other's backbone, honestly, for the last, 4 years anyway. So we're there to support each other. We don't make as much of an issue out of it. She went the path of reconstruction and wound up having a botched job. So now she has a beautiful tattoo. So she doesn't have to see the scars and what was messed up. Now she sees this beautiful artwork on her chest. But some women, it's a lot harder than others. And the younger the woman is, the harder it is.
Yeah.
But knowing that there are other people out there, I find the humor. I'm going to throw it my top 10 list. I have a YouTube video that's top 10 list on the benefits of being boobless. It's why I joined Toastmasters. I won a humorous speech contest with that speech the first time I participated. It's helped 2,200 women make a decision that for me was the hardest decision I've ever made in my life, because they can see the humor. They can see the humor, and they can see, if I can laugh about it, this woman's making jokes. Yes, I've got some screws loose. My friends and family, closest friends, knew that beforehand, but I really proved it with that video. They're times I watch them, like, I did what? I said, seriously. But it's a way to get the word out. And it is in, I'm going to give a short plug. There's a top 20 list in this book. Not 10, but 20 reasons why breast cancer, having reconstructive surgery is a bad idea, or why not having it is a really great idea. And it will make you laugh.
Can you give us some of your tips that give us a few of your tips?
Okay, the benefits of being not having. Okay, no more mammograms. That's got to be number one. I do not have to have this constant anxiety about having scans done anymore. It's great. I can exercise. The joke I made in the video is no more black eyes when I exercise. Because I'm 5 feet tall and I had 40-inch breasts. It was horrendous. It was hilarious, but it was horrendous. Let's see. The one that is not on the video, but in here says, I can hold the people that I love closer to my heart.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love cuddling babies. I have friends that have had babies, and I just love, because they hear the heartbeat in it. I hadn't planned on going that route, so I better stop before I really turn into a hot mess of bawling. But yes, and I love to hula hoop. I love to hula hoop. I brought down the house with the hula because there's nothing to get in the way.
Right, it goes right down to your hips, and you just start moving. So.
I can hula hoop pretty good before, but I can go for an hour because I'm not dodging.
Well, when you got my hunkers, I mean, not that I want, I've always thought about having a reduction just because they're so humongous, but, and I don't know how I would feel about if I had to make the choice of going, not having any breasts. But I think for me, I probably would do it just because if it's because of all the pain of the reconstruction and all the
really short recovery time. Really, yeah. I had 3 weeks like this, and then I got my arms back when my doctor removed my stitches. Yoga is my best friend for mobility. So yes, I had all things considered, I had 3 surgeries done at once because I had lymph nodes removed from this arm, so it took a little bit longer to get my left arm back. But 6 to 9 weeks, I think my total recovery with having 3 surgeries, breasts, lymph nodes, and ovaries removed, was only 9 weeks. And I
Mm-hmm.
was done. I was over. Physically, I was back. Physically, I was back. Women who have reconstructive surgery, it's at least a 2-year process and at least
Right.
4 surgeries. At least 4 surgeries. It's not
So
worth
what
it.
about what about for women that, do not want to be flat and fabulous and that make the decision to have the reconstructive surgery? What advice or what would you say to them that is going to make them feel okay about their decision to do that, to go that route?
Let's see. Do what's best for you, but know what you're getting into. Make sure your doctor tells you the risks involved, about the 50% chance of infections. Breast implant illness is becoming more evident. A lot of women are discovering they have autoimmune diseases with the breasts. As soon as they get them removed, the autoimmune diseases go away. Make sure you know the risks going in and that you are okay with going that route. And if you're going to do it for you. Do not do it for your spouse, your lover, or any significant other. Make sure you are doing it for you. Because if you're doing it for somebody else, you're going to blame them when you're the one suffering and wishing you hadn't done it. So never, ever, ever. I'm going to throw out another joke. Nicolas Cage has a great quote. Says, if a man only wants you for your breasts, thighs, and legs, I'm paraphrasing, send him to KFC. You are a woman, not a cheap value meal. Because this is not us. This is not us. But if you're
Right.
going to go that route, know the risks. Know the risks. I know a few women that are happy with it, but they are the exception, not the rule.
Okay. So how does the essential oils, because we had a show about essential oils, but we didn't talk about essential oils in helping with the healing of this. How does the essential oils help you with your recovery?
Okay, I cannot say cure here. Just get that out there. This is not
That's why I
cure.
said I didn't say cure. I said
Emotional.
recovery.
Okay, recovery as an adjunct to diet, exercise, getting good sleep. I'm still working on getting off Facebook at a decent hour. They help a lot with emotional support because
Emotional.
anxiety
Okay.
is not my best friend at all. So there are oils for anxiety and emotional support. So that for me has been key. I have joy going in my diffuser this morning, and Stress Away has been wonderful. Frankincense is great to massage on scars to reduce the scarring, and it also has healing properties in it, which I can say go to PubMed and research frankincense, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to use essential oils, is because of the therapeutic benefits of frankincense.
Great oil. I
I
love
use
it.
them for digestive support. Yes, I love them for digestive support because more often than not, our digestion is linked to our immune support. So I've got peppermint and I've got digest and I've got lemon going constantly just to aid with urinary tract support, digestive support, keeping my body in balance. That's what it boils down to. It really boils down to keeping my body in balance and keeping the digestive system healed, my emotions, and certainly with immune support. There's great oils. Frankincense great for immune support as well. Skincare. There's a dozen at least I could go off the top of my head, but that's just to get started.
And so I like your approach to it. You have a very natural and clean approach to your wellness. What you do is what I do, everybody, it may not work for everybody, but I know that if you're eating properly, getting good sleep, working on your gut health, and using essential oils for that emotional support, for digestive support, and for reducing for skin support, those are natural ways to reduce some of the issues that we have going forward with any kind of health issue that we're dealing with.
Right.
I deal a lot with people that have diabetes, but for what people that are dealing with, a breast cancer diagnosis, those are things that can help support you as you're going through your healing process, whichever way you decide to go.
Right. Right. Definitely. It's not a one size fits all solution. And it really is an integrative system that's going to be individual to each person. Because I can tell you all the wonderful benefits of peppermint, but peppermint might not work for you. So
Right.
you need to have other options.
Absolutely. I like that. So do we have any questions? We've got had quite a few people on today. We had Sherry and Christy and Alicia, my sister Alicia, Dr. Diane Smith, Sherry Brantley, I believe she's still in Florida, David Widner, Sharon McCall, First Lady Sharon McCall in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Brianna Service, and and we had Janelle and Jason. And so we had quite a few people on today. Hopefully people will look at the replay. This has been a great show. So tell us a little bit about your book. And you have a movie called Try On Something Pink. Is that correct too? Tell us a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
about
my
your book.
okay. I want to talk about at least a little bit about Dear Sister Today Is. This was my breast cancer memoir. This is actually the second edition. It has a few additional things about lessons I wish I'd known beforehand, which involves some supplements that I started taking. But this is my own personal journey. It's for the most part about faith, family, and friendship, and the lessons I wish I'd known beforehand, not the least of which is knowing what's normal for you. I'm not going to advocate mammograms, but I will advocate self-exams, sonograms, and thermograms and such. Reasons behind that I have listed in here too. If you want more information on any of those, let me know. I do have a YouTube channel that I have that video posted on. And 47 Shades of Pink was part of a IIN course that I received when I became a health coach. I took a Launch Your Dream Book course. 47 Shades of Pink, Improve Your Quality of Life and Reduce Your Risk of Developing Breast Cancer. It's a memoir self-help book. At the end of every chapter, there's affirmations and there's 4 tips, and you can choose to try on that go along with the chapter title, which passion, finding what your purpose in life, your identity, what nourishes you. But just starting with the first chapter, I want to just read a couple of these so you get an idea. For passion, making a list of things you're passionate about. Choose one to work on every day for 10 minutes for a week. I was involved with a class yesterday that said, if you could do one thing all day long and never get bored, now's a good time to put that out there. What would that one thing be? Good question to think about. Make a list. It may not be one thing, but pick from that list and work on that. Your identity. What are some things that make you unique? For me, my quirky sense of humor. I'm a Christian, but I have a very irreverent sense of humor. It's what gets me through life. Nourishment. Find food that feeds your soul as well as your body. Recently, I started eating pecans. I've been eating walnuts for a while. I now get great joy in eating a handful of pecans a few times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then kinship. Share one of your talents with somebody you love. Now's a good time. We have this technology. Do a FaceTime with some friends. Share a talent, even if it's a joke or maybe a recipe, something you enjoy, and then let them enjoy it with you. So that just covers that. Both these are available
Okay.
on Amazon and Kindle. 47 Shades of Pink. And Dear Sister Today Is One Woman's Breast Cancer Journey. If you know somebody who's on a journey with breast cancer, check them out. They're available on Amazon and Kindle.
That's great. That's amazing. Thank you for writing that book, because a lot of people need that help. And then they're also getting it from someone that's been on the journey too. So you've been on that journey, you're on that journey, and you are helping other women on that journey. What a blessing, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to interview me today. I can't believe how fast the last few months have flown by. I was like, wait a minute, how did this get to be March 21st yet?
I know. It's gone by fast, and I really appreciate all the health coaches and all the practitioners that have come on the show, because the things that you share and that everyone has been sharing has been invaluable to the women in the Love for Life group. And so if you are a woman and you are looking for a sisterhood, a kinship, a community of people that are going to help you on your wellness journey, this is the place to be. And I appreciate everyone that's been on here. I don't know where this was. I don't know. I couldn't see it in any of my groups today, but it will be shared as a replay in those groups if it wasn't live on those pages. So every week I'm learning how to deal with how to get this live. But if you want to check it out, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Melisha Bailey. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to grow that to help other people to see the work that me and other wellness practitioners are doing to try to change the world as far as our health. With this coronavirus going on, being healthy is so important, don't you? I mean, more than ever, especially that health part of it. What do
Yeah,
you
it's
think,
our
Chris?
greatest wealth. It really is our greatest wealth.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So being
Say it
healthy
again,
really
Chris.
is our greatest wealth.
Being healthy
Being
is our
healthy
greatest
really
wealth.
is our greatest wealth.
Yes. Yes. And so I think you're going to see more people talking about being healthy. I'm going to start more, I think next week I'm going to really do some, a show on gut health, immunity, and really strengthen our immune system so that we don't get sick, and sharing tips and tools. And so any health coaches, any wellness professionals that have anything they want to share in the Love for Life page, please share it, because we need information that is going to help us to be healthier and live our best life. And so this is why we do what we do, isn't it, Chris?
It is. It is. It's not just for us. Nobody benefits if we keep it to ourselves.
Absolutely. No, and we're not gonna do that. So I didn't have any. We had a lot of people on today, but no questions. I'm so sorry. I mean, we had a lot of people on today, but I wish I had some questions out there, but I didn't. So Chris is a part of our group, and so sometimes I'll see those questions. That's why I've been going back and forth, because sometimes those questions are in the pages that I can't see once we are done. And so I don't see where those questions are. I wish I could find them. So if you ask questions and I didn't get a chance to see your questions, oh, wait a minute. There it is. Okay, well, it was there, but I didn't see any questions. So if you have questions and you need to ask them, get on here. You ask Chris. She'll be a part of our group. She's a part of our group. Get your questions answered. And she would love to help you, so would I. So I just appreciate everyone being on this Saturday. I hope wherever you are that you're having a blessed day, that you're being safe, that you are taking care of your family, enjoying life. And not being stressed, and just being happy. That you're not sick, your family's not sick, and even though we're self-quarantined, we can do so much. We can read, we can call people that we maybe haven't talked to in a long time. Reach out to somebody, just tell them you love people, tell people you love them today, and just be the best you can be for yourself and other people, and just love on people. And a lot of people are doing that, are alone, and they may need some encouragement and some help today. And if you can do that, cook a meal, maybe share it with somebody that's elderly that maybe can't get out. So this is a time to show compassion, show love, and show care for other people. So, Chris, do you have any parting words before we end today?
Just remember that you are in charge of more than what you think you are. You can control 70% or more of all diseases by the choices that you choose to make every single day. You're in charge. You are in charge. Let's not let a few things derail us when we can focus on all the things that we still can do. When we help our own bodies heal and we share our stories, that's how we help other people heal too.
I love it. We have to share our stories and help other people to heal. I like you said, 70% we can, at least. That's huge. So, and we can do this. There's nothing, and it's not too late. It's never too late. And you can do this. I don't care how old you are. If you're 50, if you're 70, you can turn things around very quickly.
You can.
You can.
You can.
So I appreciate our guest today, Miss Chris Tryon. Get her book. I will put the link to her website here. She's helping women to make the decision if they want to be flat and fabulous and not be identified by their breasts. and she's giving people options that they don't have to have the reconstructive surgery, and that they can be healed, and they're still going to be beautiful, and they're still going to be loved by their families, and that they can live a life that's full with or without breasts. And I appreciate her take on that, because you don't hear that often. You really don't hear people talking about you don't have to have the reconstructive surgery. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a message I've been wanting to get out. I've been doing my best to get out for the last few years.
Yes, yes, I appreciate it. Well, we're going to end the show. I didn't have any questions, but thank you for everyone that was on. But we had a lot of, I looked on there, we had like 60 people that were engaged and looked at the show, that kind of peeked in and out. So this was important, and so I'm excited, and I'm going to share it in some other pages that I'm a part of. So you just never know, Chris. You may get some people really interested in what you're doing and getting your book. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for everyone for tuning into the Sister to Sister broadcast. Thank you for being a part of of my life, and being a part of each other and our sisterhood. And we're just getting healthy one day at a time, one step at a time, one meal at a time. Together we're doing this. So thank you, everyone. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.